Ayun, puputukan na niya yung rifle. Kung tinatablan yung China-made na helmet, ang American-made helmet, tatablan din ba? Oh, so sabi nila, China kasi. What if American-made? Ito, antayin nyo. Ay, magandang araw sa inyo lahat ng aking mga katropa. Andito na naman tayo. Nakita ko ang inyong mga comments noong nakalaang linggo na kung saan ay sinabi ng iba ng mga netizens na bakit kasi China, no? At ang China ay talagang ano yan, maliban sa pambubuli na ginagawa nila, pambudol pa. Kayong wag bilhin yung gamit nila kasi tinatablan yan. Ito kasi yun ito yun. Tinatablan daw. Binaril ko siya ng 556. Siyempre, tinatablan. Yun tinablan. Sabi po na iba, hindi naman tinamaan eh. Pabor yun sa China.
No, God,
hindi naman
please,
tinamaan
no,
eh.
no.
Actually,
Tingnan nyo.
Sabi niya, actually, buko ang tinamaan mo eh. Hindi, tinamaan ko talaga yun. Huwag mag-deny na tinamaan. Pinakita ko na nga ang tama niya, di ba?
Ito yung tama niya, Nimo. Ito yung tama niya. Dito siya tumama. Ngayon, tumama siya doon.
Ngayon, ang punto ng iba, huwag daw bumili ng China. Kasi, talagang tinatablan yun. Ito yun eh. Ito yung mangganang akin. Ang mga helmets ay meron yung parang certification, yung certain standard na kung certified ka na hanggang doon ang standard, ito ay basis para pag-identify na itong standard na to ganito, tatablan ng ganitong bala. So yung level 3A helmet, sa totoo lang, pag merong National Institute of Justice na certification, level 3A, tinatablan talaga ng 556 yan regardless kung ito ay gawa sa ibang bansa. Kung ito man ay sa Germany, sa Great Britain, Australia, mga advanced countries, tatablan pa rin yan. No? Kasi kung may level 4, napakabigat na siguro na helmet yun. Hindi mo na masuot ng mahabang lakaran yun kung ganun kabigat. No? Just imagine, level 3A ang mga helmets natin. At para masettle natin yung issue na to, may bagong helmet yung mga Amerikano. Noong araw, MICH, may fast helmet. At ngayon, dati PASGT, no? At ngayon may bago silang nilabas. Pinakabago to. May nag-test na aking kaibigan. Ito yun, siya. Tinest niya ang pinakabagong helmet at makikita natin kung tatablan ba to talaga ng 556. Ayan. Panoorin nyo, Huwag magninega. Ito ay magpakatotoo lang tayo. Okay, ito yun.
Other helmets have taken this approach before, such as the Safariland Delta X and others.
Ang content creator na to is si Thumb. At ang bagong helmet na kaniyang tines ay ang IHPS. Bago yan. Okay? Panoorin natin kung ano ang resulta sa kanyang pag-test. Ito, Amerikano. Tapos ang tines niya, American helmet.
I'm very interested to see how this particular helmet performs. It's 5% lighter while offering the same or better protection. Most of the protection from the IHIPS comes from blunt force trauma. That's stuff that we really can't measure on this channel. We don't have the equipment for it. But it's supposed to have slightly better ballistic protection. Honestly, I would be happy if it just had the same ballistic protection because the ECH was a wonderful combat helmet. Both of these helmets are made by Ceradyne. Always has been. You can put up the meme. It's all Ceradyne? Always has been. So, talk is cheap though. Ammunition is super, actually sponsored by AAC. So let's get into it. Let's start shooting these helmets and let's see how they do. So how we're gonna be doing this is each helmet is going to be taking the same round at hopefully roughly the same place. Am I a good shot, Micah?
You're good enough.
Good enough. So I'll try to do my best. Understand that the IHIPS is of course going to have, has a little bit more hardware on it. The hardware obviously is gonna do more to stop some rounds. This is a very easy caliber that should be stopped by pretty much every helmet, with the exception of the airsoft helmet. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna send it. All right, let's go check it out. Okay, so we have taken the shots at the 22. we're going to go ahead and set that to the side. We will take a look and see what kind of back face deformation we have. When a round impacts, you obviously want to stop the round, but if the helmet caves in into your brain, you're still dead, so you don't want to have any back face deformation. With the 22, I expected 0. We got 0 on the eye hips. We pull this cover up right here. Yeah. So this is more of an oblique angle than we saw at the ECH, because you can see the round just skipped right off. That is by design. On the ECH, we actually had a little bit more deformation than the eye hips. It's very interesting.
Eye hips versus ACH, Advanced Combat Helmet yung isa.
So you can see right there.
Like significantly more.
Yeah, that's very interesting. I've seen a lot of testing that has seemed to show that the ECH would be performing better. That might not be the case. Very interesting. Let's step it up. 9mm. Okay. Next up, we have the Sandhawk. It's a 9mm. It looks fancy, but a 9mm is a 9mm, as long as you have the same barrel length. So we're not getting any crazy velocity. This is military 124. Very common to be encountered in a battlefield. We'll see how it does. I'm very surprised right now the eye hips did so good on the 22. I will try to get the same impact.
Itong 9mm. Tama, 9mm.
So first off, we have the ECH. We have a hit right above the rail there. At first, a little bit alarming, just a straight hole into there. However, it completely stopped it. So we have some back face deformation right here. The question is, how does this compare to the ECH? So it definitely stopped the round. With the padding, survivable for sure. Right, so we have the impact on the ECH, very similar.
Kung mapansin nyo, yung doon sa aking ginawa, na-stop din ng China-made helmet, yung 9mm.
Entrance, very similar back face deformation. It's too close to call, in my opinion. They seem very, very similar. It should be noted too that this ECH is a size small. That being said, there's no difference in the ballistic protection that they're both going to offer, other than weight. So, yeah, very interesting. It would seem to be so far that they are performing the same, while the eye hips is a lighter design. So, very, very good so far. Next up, what we're going to be doing is a 44 Magnum. That's very common because 44 Magnum is used in NIJ testing. Okay, we have a 44 Magnum right here. This is a Korth revolver, which sounds like I'm saying coarse, but I'm Mike Tyson.
Hulog. Parang caliber 45 natin. O yung tanggal. Isa. Grabe yung power ng bala natin.
So we have the 44 Magnum hit right here on the eye hips. If we roll it over, now we do have back face deformation from the 9mm as well. Pretty significant. That would present a problem on the human skull. This is pretty consistent with combat helmets and how they perform, in that they can stop larger calibers, but at further distances, at oblique angles. This would obviously be a save. You would be in the hospital for a while. And how would Charlie say it? I don't know what he says. He says a lot of things. He says something about like potato-headed. I can't remember what he said. Something about Russians.
Oh, they have Russians have the stupid little square head with the small eyes.
ECH, I hit lower, which presented a problem. The closer you get to the edge, as you can see here, it just pretty much pushed it out and was able to slip through. So we are going to redo that shot. I'm thinking that the ECH is likely going to perform as good. Unfortunate. I wasn't good enough, Micah. He's a vegetable now.
Medyo nag-penetrate dahil low heating siya. Andun sa edge nung protection ng helmet mismo, no? Nasa edge, kaya tumagos.
You know what the hardest part about eating a vegetable is? The wheelchair.
Ulit. Sakit pa.
We have our back face deformation, which is very comparable to the eye hips. This being a little bit less due to the fact that we already did have some back face deformation.
Nung sa sentro ng helmet ng tama, hindi rin tumagos, pero nakita niyo yung deformation doon. Medyo kung walang padding, yung may nilagay sa ilalim yung padding. Kung wala yan, ako,
with the 9mm round on the eye hips. But so far, they are performing roughly the same right now. I'm pleasantly surprised that, so far a pretty good helmet. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to step it up to rifle rounds. Helmets aren't specifically rated for rifle. There are a few, but
ayun, puputukan na niya yung rifle. Kung tinatablan yung China-made na helmet, ang American-made helmet, tatablan din ba? Oh, so sabi nila, China kasi, China kasi. What if American-made? Ito, antay nyo.
they're not rated for like any type of normal round. Usually it's like a lead core type round. Helmets do have a lot of saves on rifle rounds, but it's typically from oblique angles or from very far away. Next up, we have the AKM, the most common rifle in the world. If you're going to encounter any rifle, a very high likelihood that it will be an AKM. So we'll talk about the ECH first. These helmets are getting shot a lot, so we have certainly compromised some structural integrity. But you can see it bulged out. The round was not caught, exited into the brain. And that's a close range rifle shot. At longer range, it's going to perform better and will likely catch or deflect the round. But at close range, there's not really a whole lot you can do to stop yourself from getting killed by a
Tagos.
rifle round through your helmet. This is kind of the end. Also, that back face deformation is also lethal as well. Right here, we have the eye hips. We have the entrance right here. We do have no exit. It did catch the round. It did perform better than the ECH. That being said, the amount of deformation that we do see is enough to be lethal. However, it did stop the round. So I would say overall that indicates that the performance at longer range is going to be some amount better than the ECH, which is quite surprising because, again, ECH is a really good helmet, has been used for a very long time. So that is very surprising. I did not expect that at all. I'm
Baffled. Like, I'm baffled.
Yeah, I am very interested. I really want to try a longer shot with the on the eye hips. The ECH we can try a longer shot on, but I really want to see the performance of a rifle round at longer range. So we are at 300 right here. At 300, it's a bit of a difficult shot, however, could certainly occur. So we're going to see how the helmet will perform. And this is going to be 5.56 out of a 12.5. Pretty good velocity. This is an LMT spec board.
5.56 300 meters.
Got it. Yes.
Ay.
So there are a lot of different rounds of 5.56. So you're going to have a lot of different results depending on what you're using. I think if we had used M855, M855 Alpha 1, a lot of the typical rounds that are used in war, which is the SS-109 projectile, it's that 62 grain projectile with that steel insert for extreme, you can say it, Micah. Penetration, there you go. With different rounds, you're not going to have as good, so we're using rounds with less penetration here. But on the ECH, you can see we have that nice little hole right there. And then it caught it with not too much deformation. Again, I believe this would have been way worse had we used a round from penetrator of any type. And then we had roughly the same result with the eye hips. The difference being with the eye hips, it's a little bit harder to tell since we'd already had deformation there. Point being that these helmets will make saves on rifle rounds.
Pasok pa rin. So nakita ninyo, mga netizen, mga katropa kong netizen, ang iba hater, as if ang sama-sama ko dahil pinakita ko na ang Chinese helmet ay kayang mag-stop ng pistol rounds. At sabi nila, peke yan kasi tinatabla naman pala ng 556. Ito yon. Dapat mag-research din tayo. Pinakita ko, actually, in-explain ko naman sa inyo na may NIJ certification na level 3A. Ang ma-stop ng level 3A, sinabi ko rin doon sa una kong video, ay caliber 45, 9mm, at saka shrapnel o splinter. Yon. So, dito, American helmet may bago. Yung ACS, yun ang mas luma, at saka yung mas bago na IEPS kung tawagin na, IHPS. Parehas na tinatablan sa malapit at doon sa 300 yards. Tinatablan din. Bakit? Iyon yung kanyang certification ng NIJ na National Institute of Justice. Yan yung isang opisina sa US na nag-certify ng mga gamit na basis para sa pag-procure. Yung mga procurement people nila, may guide sila na anong bibili nyo para sa law enforcement use. Yun. So ngayon, maliwanag na tayo. I'm not, ano ba kayo? I am not promoting Chinese product. Rather, ipinakita ko lang katotohanan. Truth nga, di ba? Hindi fake news. Porque China, uh, ano na ako, masama na ako dahil pinakita ko na ang China, okay rin na gamit ang China. At ang iba, sabi na, huwag dapat bilhin ang mga gamit ng China. Tapos gumagamit ng cellphone, made in China. Gumagamit ng mga mumurahin ng mga tools, equipment, mga gadgets, at mga kung ano-ano pa, damit, made in China. Huwag po tayong ano. In fact, ang ibang bansa, no, kahit nakaaway nila yung China, kaya sa border, kaaway nila sa border, kagaya ng India, mayroong kalakalan with China. Sineseparate nila yung military issue doon sa kanilang economic issues. Meron silang economic trading, pero hindi pwedeng agawin nyo yung lupa sa amin. So we can do the same. We can trade with China, but we will not allow na agawin niya ang West Philippine Sea lahat na pag-aari natin. Ayun, I hope wala nang mag-negatibo at magsasabi na ako ay pro-China dahil pinakita ko na ang helmet ng China ay makapag-stop din ng pistol rounds kagaya lang din sa American-made na helmets, IEPS o kaya SEH. Maraming salamat.